just also want to mention that this session is going to be recorded for the purposes of those people who might not be able to attend the session for today. So it is a request from each and every one of us to allow this program to be recorded. And just like a policy privacy issue, it is important that we notify the members who are attending the session that we are, recording. So yes, thank you very much, Mr. Derek, for really taking charge of this session that we're going to be having today. Indeed, it's a great opportunity to have an educator like you, who is not only leading the front in the area of technology integration, but also in the area of even teaching of languages, especially one of our, what we would call our native language, the Swahili language. Thank you very much, everyone, also for joining us at this evening. We have several people who are joining us from various places, and just to work together and to ensure that we are at par. It's important also to recognize certain people who have also joined us for the session today, and so allow me to call 2 or 3 people to just introduce themselves, tell us who they are, and thereafter they tell us about what exactly they do. And then from there, we will be able to move to the session immediately after that. So allow me to call upon Mr. Lawrence Kiminja. Mr. Lawrence Kiminja works at STEM Labs Africa as the Managing Director. He can introduce himself, and thereafter we can continue.
Thank you very much, Mr. Malombe. Good evening to everyone. Wow, this is an amazing attendance. My name is Lawrence Kiminja. For those of you we are not acquainted with, I work under Mr. Malombe at STEM Labs Africa as the Managing Director. I'm glad and excited to be here to learn. I'm here to learn. Karibuni sana, and thank you guys for making the time. Back to you, Mr. Malombe.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence. And what a moment we have today. We are together also with our leader, Ms. Irene Gidinji from Microsoft in Education in East Africa, the person who leads us in various opportunities. We also are accompanied by our friend and our leader, Dr. Wagioko. So I'll give Irene an opportunity to say hi to us, tell us how she wishes us well, and then thereafter we'll have Dr. Wagioko to speak to us. Irene?
Thank you very much, Felix, for inviting me. I know it's been a really long time since I've joined some of these meetings, but it's honestly something that I really enjoy. So for those that don't know me, I am Irene Gidinji, the program manager for education engagements at Microsoft. So I have been working very closely with Felix and a lot of the Microsoft innovative educators for a couple of years now, on just growing our community of teachers who are passionate about technology used in the classroom, and also supporting each other to grow in this field. So I'm really happy and excited to be part of today's call. I'm really looking forward to the session that Derek is going to take us through. It's really exciting to see us grow to a bigger community, and I'm really looking forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Irene. It's a pleasure to have you on board. Thank you. Thank you again. Mr. Maina, Dr. Maina.
Thank you very much, Felix, for this opportunity to join this community. I'm very proud of this community, and I've been following it in the WhatsApp. It's very encouraging that we are here for each other, and anybody with a skill, they share here openly, and we learn from each other. And I'm proud here to sit and watch Derek, who I've seen growing, sharing the platform and sharing with us. This is a very noble opportunity for all of us, having an opportunity to learn from our peers, and we look forward to learn and learn and learn. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Thank you. In fact, it's a great opportunity to have each and every one of you joining us tonight. I I'm so excited. I have people like Dixon, Mr. Samuel Wangombe, I have Wilberforce, I have Joseph Kimani all around from our country, Mr. Kurui, Sarah, Miss Faith from all over the country, people from all parts of the nation. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here, and thank you for tuning in. So we're just not going to spend much time. We're going to go to the business of the day today. And so what I'm going to do now, with your permission, is just do a brief introduction about what MIE program is all about, and then thereafter we are going to hear from the speaker of the of today, that is Mr. Derek, Mr. Derek Charles Lugai. Now, we know that Microsoft has a clear vision that they want to empower every learner on this planet to achieve more. And that is clear because we have seen the tool that they have invested in and how we have been able to see students use the tool that we have been able to us to achieve the goals that have been set before them. So in the last few years, not even few, actually many years, Microsoft in education, actually Microsoft directly has invested in tools that empower people to achieve production or achieve their goals in their business that they do. And so the time came when they invested hugely and a lot, and Irene can confirm this for us, into education, because they believe that the children that are in class today are not only going to work in their own business, but also they are going to be involved in transforming the world that we live in today. So this program, which we call Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert, is not starting in 2021. Most of the leaders who are here, Mr. Maina, Mr. Derek, Mr. Samuel, and many others, including Felix Kamaku, who is also a part of this community, I've invested a lot, in empowering educators, building a community of educational practitioners that are actually working very hard to ensure that we build experts or we build a community of practice that is going to inform our classroom practice and, empower children for the 21st century learning. So this program is not starting today. I just want to reiterate that. We've already talked about it in the years that have passed and the days that have passed also. We anticipated in May that it will come, but this time we thought it's going to be the usual program, but then it came different. This time it's a bit different. It is calling educators who are really practicing and putting every effort to empower their children in the classroom. It is looking for school leaders. It is looking for system leaders. It's looking for those ICT champions that we are now working in implementing what we call remote learning through the government and Ministry of Education, the TSC. And it is for those people who are creative, those who are able to work with one another so that we can achieve the goal, that is empowering the children on our planet to achieve more. So what is this project about? It's about bringing together experts, but not experts with, a degree or a doctorate or something. It's just about your classroom practice. So we are being called the self-driven educators who are passionate about teaching and learning. You, the educator, the teacher, the school leader, and the system leader, you inspire your students with creative thinking and work in a collaborative spirit with others, including ourselves, Sarah, Maina, Derek, Mr. Kiminja, Irene, and all the other people who are looking at, the practice that is going to be seen in our classrooms. So we are seen as resourceful the way we are. So it's not like a question of being checked if we are okay, but already we are resourceful, we are entrepreneurial, and we relish the role of a change agent in our community. And so we work to achieve excellence in education by use of Microsoft technologies and others so as to bring about what we call innovative teaching. What a moment we have in Kenya. What a great moment. What a moment we have at this moment when our government has actually adopted this wonderful resource of Microsoft in education, which is going to now enable our children to develop 21st century teaching, ability. I mean, not teaching, but rather learning abilities, become change agents, use technology to impact their learning, and also become global citizens, which is also part of the vision of Microsoft. But more so for us as teachers, it's also going to make our work simple. So then what shall we do? Today, we are going to be guided on the overview of the process of which we are going to be looking at. The Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert Program is now asking educators to log in and create their portfolio and submit it before July 15. And so at STEAM Labs Africa, which is just a program that Microsoft recognized for the training that we do for educators and the support that we offer in our communities, is a global training partner at the moment. We are invested in supporting educators. We thought we are going to make 200, and we're just going to do our effort to ensure that we make it to the number that we're going to make in our country. So it's important that you call another teacher and another and tell them about this program called the MIE Expert program, so that now, apart from being an MIE, you actually can demonstrate how you have used technologies in Microsoft and others, including those of Kahoot, Flipgrid, Wakelet, and others, to really demonstrate innovative teaching. So our job is to now lead you. So we have what we've called Tech Thursdays, all the way until the July 15th, which is the last Thursday, where we will be talking about this wonderful program. So every Thursday, we'll be meeting for the next few weeks to ensure that our educators are able to follow through and submit their portfolios and qualify for these auspicious and amazing opportunities before us. So we are working with Mr. Derek today to lead us in this program. So I'm going to call upon Mr. Derek to take the mantle and speak to us regarding the overview and everything else that has to do with this wonderful program. Thank you and welcome, Mr. Derek.
Thank you so much, Felix, for the wonderful introduction. And today I'm so humbled to be on this platform with great educators like you. I've learned so much from you, Felix, from Maina, and all others here. Every day I do learn something new. So I'm just going to share what I know, and we learn together so that we all become experts. Personally, I have, this is now my second year, by the way, in the MIE Expert program. And currently, I'm now going into phase 3 of the application of the MIE Expert. I already passed phase 1, and I was sent a congratulatory message to tell I'm now going on to phase 3. So I'm not sure where I should start today. I'm hoping most of us are very conversant and they have started the application process before, or if not, now we are going to start from the basics. So I'll take you through phase 1 of the application. The next time, probably we will do phase 2. I request you allow me to share my screen. I show you what phase 1 is. Felix, when you are able to see my screen, you let me know, please.
It's loading. Thank you very much. And thank everyone for your patience. It's on. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. So directly, now let me show you a personal mail. I received an email from Microsoft informing me of the new process of application. This is now the current application. This is the new system we are going to use. So this is it. So they invited me, and when I click on the link directly, you can see we are excited to announce the launch of the 2021-22 MIE Expert nomination form. the nomination tool has moved to the Microsoft Edu Event Core. So when you click here, or if you want to start the process, you will just go to this link. I think I'll be providing it in https://edu.eventcore.com so that you can start your application process. You'll be, let me show you what you'll be required to do. So my network is a bit slow today. So the first thing you'll be needed to create an account at this site. And then after creating an account, you now start the process of nominating yourself. There's a form where you'll have to fill in, but you are informed here before you begin filling out your nomination form online, you have to download a Word with all the questions so that you can nomination thought-free. So these questions, download them, then you have a friend who can take you through. Probably, if I find time, I can help you to go through the questions. Felix can do so. We have Dixon, all those experts and leaders in our forum can help you to go through the questions. So here's the list of questions. You will download them, and then you can go through before you start now filling in the form. And then you can see they have also informed us we have added a lot of new about you questions so that can help them to know us better. It clearly said that these questions intended to know us more will not affect our nomination in any way. And then 5, we suggest you collaborate with your colleagues. So this is what I was saying. We welcome collaboration. We suggest you collaborate with your colleagues to plan your responses to all of the questions. Work together to ensure you have the best responses possible. And why is this so? Because some of the questions are auto-scored by the system and you will need to get them correctly. Otherwise, you will not be able to proceed from one phase to the other. Currently, we are having 3 phases. I'll be taking you through the 3 phases. So it is important for you to collaborate and know. Then point 6 here, they say for the quiz-like questions, use the resources at the bottom of the Word document. In fact, they have even given you support. You can use that as you answer. Then it is only said in part 7, the long form answers, be detailed and thoughtful in your responses. You must have a minimum of 500 characters. Now is where the exam is, and you must be very keen. So you'll have to have 5 characters in this long form answers, and then they must be very thoughtful. The questions are, you must answer them in the best way possible. So it is good you reach out to us if you are in trouble or able to answer them well. We can help you wherever we can. So they have said that this is that matters the most on your nomination. So be very keen with the long form answers. And then once you click submit, your nomination will be automatically scored for the first part of the questions. Yeah, this one I'll show you. After answering this, the first part will be automatically scored. Then the questions are worth different amounts. We don't expect you to use everything listed on a daily level. But ideally, you are using Teams. But if you are an avid Minecraft or Flipgrid user, that will work as well. We are only looking for minimum threshold on these questions. So let it not worry you so much that you must get everything right. It is not about getting everything right, but meeting the minimum threshold required. Perhaps maybe the total max is 1,000 and they have their minimum threshold. So if you reach their minimum threshold, then you qualify for the next level. So don't be so much worried that you have to score everything right. Then once your nomination has been auto-scored, you will receive an email either letting you know you have been moved on, or one that says you didn't make it through auto-scoring. So the first phase, it will auto-score you, then you will get an email. For example, I want to show you my I am now in, now this one was the mail that they sent me after submitting my nomination. They told me, "Dear Derek Charles, I thank you very much for your interest in the MIE Expert program. Your self-nomination is currently in review. You'll be notified via mail the week of August 30th if you have been accepted into the program." Then they even tell you, have you met the minimum prerequisites? So these are the minimum prerequisites you are needed to active member Microsoft Educator Center. So you must have gone to learn some courses there, probably minimum, in our previous application, the minimum points you were required to have was 1,000, I believe, if I'm not wrong. I think if I'm wrong, Felix will have to correct me, but the minimum was 1,000 points, meaning you'd have taken some services worth the points. So ensure you are on the Microsoft Educator Center. So this is the prerequisite number one. Then two, you must have earned your certified MIE badge. So under the Microsoft Educator Center, after doing the courses, you will earn this Microsoft Innovative Educator certified badge. It will be there. After earning that, then the third threshold, you must have shared a copy of your Microsoft Educator Center transcript that demonstrates what courses and training you have completed. So after doing several courses at the Data Center, you will have the transcripts and then upload them in your OneDrive for you to get a shareable link where you can share. And then four, did you check that the URLs you provided are accessible from an in private or incognito browser? So there are several URLs you will be requested to provide. One, it will be mostly they deal with the social sites. They want to see how you are able to influence the community of educators in sharing the knowledge you have with them. So it is very important that you know how to share the links to your social sites, Facebook, LinkedIn, we have Twitter, YouTube. You'll have to provide all those links. And then the last prerequisite is, did you carefully review questions? Did you specifically call out which 21st century learning design skills you addressed from responses? Remember, the long form responses are the most critical, so you will have to be very keen. So this the email will be sent after submitting your nomination form. And then if you qualify from phase one to the next phase, you a congratulatory email, like you say, I received mine on Sunday 23rd. They congratulating me. You have been moved into phase 3 of the MIE Expert nomination. So currently I'm at phase 3. I'm awaiting my local learning. You can see they say, hello Derek, we are thrilled to let you know that based on your initial responses, your application will now be moved into further review to be reviewed Microsoft Education team member in your local country or region. All acceptances or declines for phase 3 will be announced the week of August 30th. Thank you. So I'm awaiting for that review by my local learning team, led by the respondents. Basing on my response, they'll be able to review it. If I'll be able to pass, then I'll qualify to enter the program of MIE educators across the globe. It is a wonderful community, just learning across the globe, sorry. So now this is the homepage of the MSU Event.com. This is where I said I will be sharing this link so that you can go directly to this homepage. This is now the home where you are supposed to start your application process. Now, if you haven't registered, you will have to come here to register now or sign in. So this is the platform where you'll be able to start your application process. But before I go to the register now or sign in, I just wanted to take you through here. Now, this is the program, the MIE Expert, as Felix has outlined. It is meant for educators, and it is categorically said here, the self-nominations are always open from May to July 15th of each year. So every year, you are all welcome to apply from May to July 15th. The applications close on July 15th so that they have time to review them and be able to accept us in the program or not. So this is the process. And I'm sure all of you are doing this. All of you are self-driven educators. You are passionate about teaching. You are creative. You are always collaborative. I love your collaborative spirit, by the way. Kenyan educators, you are doing very great. So I know most of you have adopted this research-based teaching and learning practices. You do take risks. You model that failure is an opportunity to reflect and learn. Then you understand that the MIE expert community is a valuable professional learning community that will help you to grow as an educator. You are a leader in your school. You do provide coaching and mentoring to your colleague educators, even to teachers and even to learners. Then you partner with principals and school leaders in the whole school system to transform education. You are comfortable presenting in front of other educators or leaders to share your stories of growth. And again, you do look for ways to give back to the teaching profession, like what we are doing at the moment. So all of you, I know, yes?
Yeah, I think we started very well. I think at one point your voice was breaking a little bit, and I think you've been speaking. We've been pushing ourselves so that we can pick up. You've just started, we've started getting to hear you very well. We would request maybe you can stop sharing and reshare again so that we are not being, missing something. At the moment, you can see
sorry.
that it's okay. We are seeing that you are excited to announce that the launch of 20 has moved, something like that. So if you can, just reshare, then you can continue. I think at the beginning the internet was a bit unstable, but right now I think we can hear you a little bit, so it should be fine. Thank you.
Oh, it's okay. Sorry, I'm so sorry for that. My internet was a bit shaky. But I'm hoping you gain something somewhere.
Yeah, we were able to pick up a little bit.
Oh, thank you. When you're able to see my screen, please let me know.
Yes, we can see now.
Oh, thank you. So, where I did get lost completely, where is it that you didn't get me well so that I can redo that part, or I just go on?
I think maybe first of all, let me just see if the answer is so that I could hear a little bit. I could hear some stuff that you're talking about, regarding the email that you received, the progress, how it is done. And I know you want to go to the details. That's why I said maybe we can hear from the members. The process of application, that's where you will need to, just go slowly. And we don't have to finish today. We can come back. So you need to maybe start with the link and then go slowly, take us through, about those Flipgrid, those Wakelet, and those Kahoot stuff. Just slowly. You can see some hands are raised. Maybe we can hear what Geoffrey was saying, and Sarah, 34, and Sylvia. Maybe they can say so that I don't assume.
Yeah, sure.
Geoffrey?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Sarah.
We couldn't hear. The voice was really breaking, and also we couldn't see the screen, so we were not getting it. Thank you.
How about at the moment? Are you able to get me clearly?
It's still breaking. It's not very clear.
Oh, sorry for that. I guess my internet is a bit too bad for today. Sorry. So Felix, can I go on or?
Let's hear what Meshach has to say also. Meshach?
You are not clear.
Okay, sorry for that. No, the process of if I have to change my net, it will take a bit of time, and I'll delay you. I don't know, Felix, can you take over, or how do we go about it?
Let me just do a few details about that, and maybe.
Yeah, as I try to switch my net.
Okay, all right then. Thank you very much, Derek. Let me take over from where Derek has reached or where he started. I want to, start by maybe, let me just do this. Just give me a moment also so that I can transition very fast and then we get done with this well. It's a long process, so we are not going to rush each and every one of us. We're going to go slowly so that we don't lose anyone. I know there are members who have never heard about MIE Expert, but the first thing we want to mention as we continue is that this is just a group of educators that or a group of educators who are practicing use of technology for teaching and learning. And so Microsoft has put together that community so that we can be able to coordinate with each other and ensure that there is a success in what we do, and we demonstrate the right skills as we do so. So I'm going to change my device shortly, and then I'm going to take you through the process. Just a moment as we do that. As I say that, there are various educators who are doing it for the first time, and there are those who have been here since, like Mr. Wangombe has been here since 2017, something like that. I'm not very sure. And there are others who are joining for the second time, like Derek. There are those who are joining for the third time. I'm joining for the fourth time. Yes, I'm saying I'm joining for the fourth time, and it is a challenge sometimes, but it's also a very easy program that if we follow keenly, we follow every instruction, we should be able to achieve the goal that we are looking for. So what I'm going to do today, it's going to basically do what Derek was trying to do, just bring to attention the steps that are required. I would call it phase 1, and I will just use the link. For me, I'm just going to use the link so that we do not lose anyone. Yes, we have been receiving some messages from Microsoft telling us what we need to do. So I'm just going to pick the link, and I'm going to tell you what we do. And then I'm going to share various links. So first of all, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to create an account with Microsoft event core, which is the site where you start the process. Now, what are the prerequisites before even you go to create that site or to register or sign up for this program? The first thing to mention is that most of the people who are logged in today are MIEs. What is an MIE? MIE refers to that person or that member of the community that uses Microsoft technologies. Now, every Kenyan today, educator, every teacher ought to be an MIE. Why am I saying that? Because not like we are being forced, but the government has taken a very huge step to adopt these wonderful technologies. So it means then Microsoft Innovative Educator is every teacher in Kenya who is using that platform. So whether you're using, Teams, whether you're using a Flipgrid, whether you're using the chat and so forth, you are already becoming an MIE expert. So I want to share the link on the chat that we are going to use, and then I'm going to explain how you set up an account, and from there you can start the process. Allow me to do so. All right, on the chat, bring it from my account. It's called Microsoft Edu, MS Edu Event Core. It's direct. There is no, a specific place that you're going to, to set up anything new. It's just straightforward. I'm going to drop the link on the chat. It is where you start the process. You start by registering with this wonderful tool, which collects your data. And then you're going to look at what data are we being asked, what Mr. Derek was trying to explain. So if you can click on the link on the chat, it really is going to help you with the process. People, if we can do that, my colleagues, the link is on the chat. It says MS Event Core, MS Edu Event Core, that is Microsoft in Education Event Core, and then .com. There you get this wonderful program. Maybe I can share my screen as well so that we can read from the same script, and so we be able to, speak. So once you open the link, msedu.eventcore.com, it gives you the Microsoft Educator programs. Now, what are the two programs? One, we call the MIE Expert. So you become an expert if you can demonstrate that you've been using these tools. Number two, you can also choose a program called Showcase School, and that is for those who are ICT champions, and we are going to be looking at that in the due time. So once you get in here, you need to scroll down. There is something to do with Showcase School or school leaders. And then as you scroll down, you'll find what is talking about MIE Expert self-nominations. What are they looking for? It says, we are looking for self-driven educators who are passionate about teaching and learning. Sometimes I fly, guys, so I'm going to go slow. Who inspires students with creative thinking and work in a collaborative spirit or, atmosphere. So these details are explained here. I don't want to read all that. You can read for yourselves. There is a current, there is a current list of MIE experts around in our country and around the world. So you can open this and see who have been there. We have 32 of them in Kenya. We are lucky to have been, representing our country. But we are saying, can we increase the number from 32? Yes, because now everyone has got this opportunity. So what are we told here? We are told before you do your self-nomination, please download this Word document and use it carefully to plan your responses. So you need to come here and download this wonderful document that has been put together for us by Microsoft in Education. So it says, read carefully about how the two-phase nomination process works so you can give yourself enough time to resubmit or submit if it is your first time. All right? Please ensure it doesn't pass the, it says, if your information does not pass the first phase. So you have to ensure that you are able to do that. So you are told between today, okay, that is May 1st, to July 8th, you are supposed to submit these multiple choice questions, which Derek was referring to. And then after that, on July 15th, you can now, submit, and then we are told all our first time submissions will be due by this time. Once you've released your information and you've been guided, of course, after you submit between now and July 8th, you will get feedback like Derek got, and then thereafter you'll be able now to be guided on the next steps, in which case we have heard from Derek and then thought he was breaking. Later on August 30th, you'll be announced. So what is the first thing we need to do is look at this document. This document should be kept close to the heart because it is the one that is giving you the questions. So what is phase 1 about? Phase 1, we are told, and I think there is some information here you need to read for yourself. This phase 1 says it is about you. You'll be asked questions about you as a person, as a teacher. And so this is where the question comes, and you are told, now it's not the TSC. It is you and the practice that you do in classroom. So if you use tools and devices and you are a member of a community like MIE community in Kenya, you work with organizations that are supporting you like Microsoft Education East Africa, led by Ms. Irene, the learning program manager for that purpose, or even organizations like we support you with STEAM Labs in application of this platform. So you're going to be sharing about your journey. It is important for you to say, I have even trained people in my school. I am training, like Wilberforce will say, at my school, I'm training this person to do the same thing. And you can also even take photos of yourself doing that. You can show exactly how you have been doing that. You can show if there are people in your school that are also involved in this program. That kind of a thing. The phase 1 is about you. Then after that, you'll be given some questions which are called scored questions of how you use Microsoft Educator tools. And this is one thing that I'd shared a few days ago, I think a month ago or two, on how you answer these questions. We'll come back to that. But first thing is to just tell us about yourself. And then finally, we'll do the phase 3, which is long form questions, which are going to be reviewed by the Microsoft team in our region. That is where Derek is. He is in phase 3. So how do we get through phase 1? First thing, like I've said, we need to download this document. I don't know if I can upload it on the chat and then see if people can download. If it's not possible to do that, the only option is to again bring you back to this site, and then you can be able to download. Let's look at some of the questions in phase 1. You'll be asked these questions. So, you don't need to worry so much. You're worried or what. It's nothing very serious at this stage. You're being asked, well, first, what is your first name? What's your last name? What's your email? And this is where you put your TSC number now. Your personal or even the TSC number. You can put both as the same. You need to put your home address. You need to put the school where you work. If it's someone like Mr. Lawrence who leads educators and Mr. James who also work at STEAM Labs, they can also participate because they are training and supporting educators. They will say, we work in this school or in this organization, in this institution. If you are in a university, you can also do the same. And what is your current title? Would you say you are the Swahili leader, like Mr. Derek, and so forth? Then you are going to be answering some multiple choice questions. I am directly involved in teaching K-12. Of course, we know K-12 is primary to high school. In our region, you are responsible for STEAM or STEM program. You are curriculum development officer. You are school leader, like the champion and all those people. You have to choose to pick all that. If you are working for the government, you have an opportunity to also say you are in the Ministry of Education or TSC. You don't need to answer this one. You can say neither because you're not focusing on showcase or incubator schools. But if you want to do that later, you can come back to this and continue. Then you continue the name of your school, which school you teach. And as you scroll down, there are questions even about the subjects that you teach. So you say, I teach maths, I teach literature, English and lit. For those people who teach primary like myself, you can also say I teach primary and I teach all subjects in a class. For those people who teach design and technology or art and those things, you can also mention music. There is even an opportunity to put a short answer for those people who teach STEAM like I do, and those who teach psychology like some of us here, or teach diploma courses. So you can actually put in some information there. Do your students learn about how to have access to internet? Yes, you can say you use WhatsApp. I'm kidding. Never mind about that. So you can say what is exactly you have. So you're just telling us about, or telling Microsoft about yourself. You keep going down. Now this is where we, you get to start having some good moments. So are you on Twitter? No. Are you on Facebook? Yes. Are you on Instagram? Yes. Are you on LinkedIn? Yes. I'm not in TikTok. I'm not a 20-year, okay, 21-year or something. I'm 18-year. Are you on YouTube? Do you have a YouTube channel? Do you have a blog? By the way, these are not compulsory. The question is, do you have them? Do you have any of these? I encourage all of us, and I'm encouraging, by the way, it's important so that you can join other PLNs, that is professional learning networks. You can join Twitter. I know most of us on Facebook. Let's do Twitter and try Instagram and LinkedIn. If you don't make it to TikTok, even though that is where our children are, our students are, or our students are on TikTok, even those who are in Ushago, wanajua hizi maneno. So let's keep going. So you can say that, you can say how many followers you have on Twitter if you have any. Of course, Twitter is very powerful, so if you want to consider it, that's where they are keeping that. Then they're asking about Teams. Of course, we're using Office 365 and such like things. These are the guiding document. This is a guiding document, and this is what Mr. Derek was referring to. You are being asked, what other things do you use? Adobe Creative Educator. Why are they asking about all these things? Because they want to see how spread are you as an expert. So you don't want to miss. You might want to look for Kahoot and become an ambassador. You know, within this duration, you might want to look at to become a Minecraft global mentor. Okay, soon we are going to be doing something to do with Minecraft, and so that is going to also help us in this process. Maybe on our Tech Tuesday. This is our Tech Thursday. All right, and that is up to that point. That is phase one, and that's what we want to focus on. Maybe from today before we meet on Thursday. Please, please, please. Am I breaking?
I think I can get you clearly.
Okay. Let me just continue then. Esther, can you hear me? Thank you. So we want to focus on this first phase before Thursday when we meet for another session, if you don't mind, members and team. And then from there, we will be able to, demonstrate that we have actually been able to get to that. We'll go into phase two when we meet. But for the first session, we need to be able to answer these questions. And if you get any challenges, again, we have the MIE community where you can share about where you are. And if you are not able to, communicate also with sharing our details, also reach out, and you can really be helped. So Geoffrey, please allow me to mute you kindly with your permission. Okay, I've said we are going to focus on phase one so that we work together. And on another Thursday, we will move to the next phase. Of course, once you get yourself on, I'm very sure you go even to move to the next level with ease. So we want to ensure that as many people are able to do this. So I know we are around 35 to 50 of us who joined this call, but we need to do more to get everyone join this community so that we don't get 32 again of the members in Kenya that are joining such a wonderful opportunity. I'll stop at that and I will go back to where we started and I'll show exactly how you go to create an account. You need to go down here, scroll down to that link that I shared. This document, I'm going to share it on the chat, or someone in our team who is here can share on the chat here or even on that WhatsApp group so that people will know exactly where we are going. We are going to also share on the community at MIE community on Facebook group, and then we'll continue doing this. So you need to start here, register now, and or sign in if you are coming for the second time. Notice that once you click that register, it gives you an opportunity to sign in with an email. You can create username and password. I suggest that we use the work or school account, that's the TSC account, or you can create a Microsoft account, or you can even use Facebook. Of course, we are not Microsoft employees, only Irene is here. And then you get in. Once you get in now, you find those details, those questions I was talking about. All right? You need to just do that. You don't need to create a new account or something. Just use the TSR account, click work or school account. I'll go back to where I've started. I'm saying you have the link on the chat. This link takes you to msedu.eventco.com. Takes you to the place where you have, if you scroll down completely, you see register or now or sign in. At the top it's saying, or in the middle it says register now. You click register now, the blue big button. Takes you to a place where you can sign in with your TSC account if you're a teacher in Kenya. If you're not so, for those people working at STEAM Labs and other organizations, you can also come to create Microsoft account. If you're using a Microsoft, you are a Microsoft company like us, you can also use the school account and use the email that we provided for you to, join this wonderful platform. Once you get in, immediately they will ask you what's your first name and what's your second name, and you can get started. I don't think as teachers you have a struggle with that. We will fit in the details as they are asked. And I'm very sure by now someone is in trying to do that. How about you get excited and do that? Let me stop at that point. Maybe we can pick up a few questions as we move together. Mr. Derek, are you back?
Yeah, I am. I've been following closely, Felix. Hope you are able now to hear me clearly.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we welcome room for questions. If anyone of the educators here has questions regarding phase one, today we basically wanted to prioritize phase one. Then next Thursday we'll be doing phase two going forward. So we do welcome questions. Let me see on the chat if we have some, or if you have one, you can just raise up your hand so that we can give you an opportunity to ask us a question. Yes, someone had already gone on. Please, you can continue.
Sarah, did you want to ask a question?
Yes, I'm trying to create the account.
Yes.
But
Yes.
the response is that the Nini can't find my account. I'm using the TSC one.
Okay, let's see. So if I go there, did you click on the work or school account?
Not really.
Yes, you have to do that kindly, so that it picks because it's like an organization account. Derek, what did you use for your account? Okay, I'm asking someone who might be. Derek, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. Sorry, I lost you a bit. Now I'm able to hear you.
Yeah, so what account did you use for your sign up? Because you joined earlier.
In this team, or on the educator community?
Okay, so basically, Sarah, what you can do is that you will need to maybe go step by step. You need to go again to that site, the site that we shared, and then that's event core, and then from there you will be able to pick up, to click where it's saying register. I don't know if you try to do that. We will be able, maybe the other thing that could be happening is that down, because you're using a STEAM Labs account, that is STEAM 34, it could be a challenge for you. So we recommend that maybe you ensure that you signed out and then you use the account that is the TSC account. So that's just like you did today during the training at your station. Sarah, does that help? Okay. Thank you very much. Can see someone, Mr. Karori. Okay, before Karori, I can see someone has asked a question. I have done all the questions, but I could not type in the doc. Stephen Gitau, just to mention something, you're not supposed to answer those questions in that document. That is just a guide. I might mislead people if I just say that is where you sign the document. Instead, you are supposed to go back to the site. These are the questions that are asked, but then you need to go back to the site. Maybe I need to copy the site again and register and create an account for Microsoft Event Core. I have shared the link again, Mr. Stephen Gitau, so that you can actually now set up an account. Once you've set up an account, you can be able to, now get those questions directly asked to you, because you're going to also be given an opportunity to choose what program you want to do. That is MIE Expert. Mr. Stephen, I hope that helps. Mr. Derek or Mr. Maina or someone from the team can also respond to Mr. Joel Kahindi. Yeah, I have got an answer, but I would also because for the purpose of the community, we can also see and if someone else can also help us with that. About the transcripts, if you have a Gmail account, you've got some transcripts, and now I have Outlook account, transcripts. There is an answer, but I think it's also important to hear what other members have to say. There is a way you can deal with that. If you have two accounts and you have two transcripts, that is, does it affect you?
Maybe I can help there. So when you're registering, you have to choose which account you will go with, because then even the transcripts, you will only share from one account. So you'll have to decide which account you go with.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Irene. Yeah, so you have to do that. I think Mike Thompson had said there is a way you can also link, you can transfer the transcripts to the other one, but that is something we can also look into. But I think the most important thing is to be able to use the account with main details at this stage. And before we can actually ascertain what I've just said, there is a way you can do that. I can't be sure. That's why I was even calling the community to also respond. Thank you very much, Irene, for helping in that.
You're welcome.
There is another question there. There is a code needed. Somewhere, there is a code needed. Mr. Karori, could you maybe clarify on this?
Yeah, perhaps it should be a bit clear so that we understand.
It could be something to do with the TSC accounts, and sometimes I think people are getting where the question is asked. When you try to play around with the coding, the account, you try to change the password or something, it actually provokes you to authenticate that it's you is doing that. I don't know if that is what you are facing, sir. Okay, so we might need to help Mr. Karori with that so that we just ascertain what it is that he's facing. Otherwise, we cannot, leave it. Oh, the code for your trainer. Oh, okay. All right. The code is from your trainer. Maybe you can come off mute and talk about it so that we clarify that, Mr. I struggle with your first name. Karoli. That's the one I can go for. Okay, so as we do that also, I will come back to Patrick, but before that, there is a question. Why is the Teams app? Why is the Teams apps displaying different icons? Meetings, Teams, accompanying. Why is the Teams apps? I don't know if, are you talking about office.com, where we have all the apps? Or, oh, okay, it could be, let me see if this is what Mr. David is talking about. Mr. David, I want to take you to Teams, just a Teams platform. It has the icon for activity, chat, Teams, classes, call, sorry, files, and calendar, and also the others like which are hidden here in the ellipsis. I don't know if that's what you are talking about. I think that the setup for Teams, it shows the various tools that are there, and then we have the other icons as it is. I don't know if that is what you are being asked from the questions, or is it something related to Teams directly? Okay, let me go back to Mr. David. You can also clarify on that. Yes, Mr. Karoli.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes,
Thank
could
you.
you maybe clarify on the code?
Okay, this code was provided sometimes by Felix Kamako. There must be a code. If you go to the Microsoft Educator Center, under that program, when you are registering or nominating yourself, the first link, you are either asked how you get in or you use a code from your trainer to unlock.
Oh, yes. You are talking about the MIE.
Not MIE. When I was going through those questions that you've just gone through, and I wanted to start off, but I got stuck somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, I think we might need to come back to that also, so that we ensure that no one gets hits a snag as you go. If there is something to do with a code that requires you to get in, if you use maybe your trainer's credentials or something like that, unless I'm not getting it well, and that way we'll be able to support us. So I hope, Mr. Karoli, you are able to get access to the platform after you got the code. Thank you very much. Mr. Patrick? Mr. Patrick?
Yes, good evening all. I was training as an ICT champion, and I encountered some problem with the Kahoot. So I wanted somebody to share share the screen how a teacher can create a Kahoot and be done instantly by the learners. When we were training, I encountered the trainer did not show us that place well. I can do it in the phone, but the laptop was giving me some problem. If somebody can share on the screen, please, I will appreciate.
All right, Mr. Patrick, regarding Kahoot, I think, Mr. Derek, what do you think?
On Kahoot, can we schedule a session for that? Because there's a lot you will need to learn about Kahoot.
Yeah, I think we can do a 30-minute session on Kahoot and some of the tools that we are going to be talking about, so that we do not leave anyone behind. So thank you very much, Patrick, for raising that. That is very important for us to even know what we are doing. Thank you.
Something
Yes.
important to know about Kahoot is you have to register first. You can't just go into Kahoot and create an activity. You have to register, say you are a teacher. So once you are registered, then you can search for existing Kahoot, which you can use, or you can create yours. But first, you have to register.
Please, if possible, because I had registered previously when I was doing the rehearsal, but when I was doing it practically, something somewhere happened and I could not go through it. So I wanted to know how I can go about it. If somebody can tell me, or maybe I get to Felix later in a private thing, please.
When you went, did you go to this, what you can see on the screen?
Yes, I went there. I
And did you
went
sign
to
up or did you log in?
Yes, I logged in, but it could not go. I used my personal email. It did not go through. I used the TSC
So
email.
if it did not go through, it means that you have not used the right thing, because you have to, it's like a key. You have to get in first for you to be able to negotiate, or for you to be able to create something. So like now I'm logging in, I have to log in first, then I can do anything. So you have to log in, then you can be able to create. So if it has not logged in, you have not passed the first stage of logging in. So you need to log in first, and you have an option. So you have said you used your TSC, you have an option to log in. So once you have logged in like this, now you can create, because once you have logged in, you can either create or you can discover and look for other Kahoots to use. But as Derek is saying, we need time to share all this.
Yeah, with the phone I can do it, but in the laptop it had a problem. So that was my concern.
Okay, so devices do not determine. It's you are logging in. The password must be the same, and the internet in the laptop must be connected. So if you are logging in the phone, then you should also be able to log in the laptop. But if you are not logged in, you can't do anything.
It's okay.
But
I'll
now
go and check.
Now we are doing first aid, but we'll serve you better when we have another opportunity.
That's
Thank
right.
you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Maina. Indeed, yeah, it was just a rescue mission. But then I think, Mr. Maina, you can even actually do that session with the team, so that we also, there could be even a new entrance also who want to also learn about the tool, and it could be a good and informative session. Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Geoffrey.
Hello.
Hi.
I have a problem.
Yes, sir.
When I click on the link you have sent, it is displaying in the Word document. And when I try to type,
yes,
it is not typing.
Okay. Someone wants to respond to Mr. Jeffrey so that we can also support him.
Geoffrey, is that on the document we've shared, or?
Yeah, that is on the document we shared. You have shared.
Yeah.
And also today, while I was training on the how to use the wand.
Yes.
After I shared the question with my participants, they were able to get the question, but they were unable to type.
Okay, if it is on the chat, on the meeting chat, if you are not a member of the organization, you cannot be able to access the chat.
Okay.
It is limited to those who are subscribing to that organization. So I'm sure perhaps maybe some are unable to access the chat because of that. Then I think we will have to provide those links in the WhatsApp group, hopefully WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Okay, I think the other thing is that The other thing is that I think we might be confusing. I have sent a link, and Mr. Derek has sent a link. First, the link that Mr. Derek sent, that is Steam 50, is Mr. Derek, is talking about MIE questions, financial year 2022. That is, I'm talking to Geoffrey. That is the first link that gives you the directions. But then at exactly 8:11, Mr. Felix shared a link which is called https://msedu.eventco.com. Now, these two documents are different, or these two links are different. The first one is the Word document. You are not supposed to enter the questions there. When you open it, it opens as a Word document. It's read only. Don't know if you can actually go there and click to edit, but it's not even supposed. You don't need to do all those things. All you need to do is use it as a guide. You don't need to answer on the Word document. I want to restate that. You do not need to write on the Word document. It is just a guide. So you actually need to print it and share with your colleagues or someone else, or you can also keep it for yourself. It's a guide. You don't need to answer there. Where you need to answer is, excuse me, is on the new document that I shared, in the new link that I shared on at 8:11. You click that link which says msedu.eventco.com, and as you scroll down, you'll see a big. Okay, let me just share that for the last time.
Allow me to share it, Felix.
Sorry, I think I must have shared
it. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. So, Mr. Geoffrey, it will land you on this. It's called eventco.com. It is on this platform that you're going to scroll down, and you'll see a big, I'm speaking like now, the way I teach in primary, a big thing here, register now or sign in. It is here that now you're going to be led slowly by slowly as you follow the steps to a place where you're now going to answer the questions. You can't answer the questions on the Word document. This Word document is not a place for you to, answer questions. It's not going to, it's a read only. It's a guide. See, it says below are questions that will be asked during the nomination. They are broken into 3 sections and all that. So it's a guide, but then you need to go back to this site and click register, pick a school worker account or even another account, then you sign in. Once you get in, you should be fine. And I will just demonstrate like Mr. Wagioko introduced for Kahoot. If I click on that and I pick an account that I use at sometimes, it will take me to the site. And it will tell me now, because I've done this before, I don't need to sign in. So I can just sign in for me because I've already have an account. I already have an account. I think that's where my friend was talking about. Then we will go through this. You can go to MIE Expert. It will ask you for your personal information account. Then you start picking the first activity. You answer the questions. It will guide you step by step. And we'll be revisiting this in the next session, of course, to ensure that no one is left behind. We don't want to speak too many things so that we actually confuse the members in the meeting. So let me stop at that. There are 2 Sarahs who are asking a question, Sarah Kipkurui and Sarah, the other Sarah of 34.
Hello.
Yes.
Kindly show us how to create a Teams meeting.
Okay. How to create Teams meeting.
Maybe I'll take it to next time when we meet.
Sorry, Sarah?
If there's no time now, maybe you can push it for next time when we meet.
Okay. Because we have set this session for 1 hour and now we are 30 minutes later, I suggest we do that on Thursday. We'll start with a few basic issues that we want to. I'm not calling you a question very basic, I'm sorry, but I'm just saying so that we do not, go outside the meeting's agenda and we keep some people here. Let's do that. Maybe we can do another meeting on Tuesday and be prior to the one on Thursday, so that we can actually reach out to those members who need help on certain matters, you know, Q&A session. I think trainers will be glad to do that. Us guys, we are just training the community, and we are happy to do so with ease. So Sarah, I will note your concern about meetings, and then we will communicate if we do a session on that day. Allow me to request Sarah the other Sarah to ask a question, and then we can please bring this meet to an end so that we have time to also rest and prepare for the other one.
Okay, thank you, Felix. My question is, hello, Felix, can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes.
So I've been able to create an account. I'm grateful about that through your guidelines. So my question is, on this form where we are filling, we have to email address, the personal one and the school or the organization email address.
Yes.
So what is this organization email address? Is it the one with the TSC, the one we activated?
Yes, that's the organization email. So, and then you can even put your personal email. If you don't have any other, you just put the same. There is, you know, they're not even going to look into all that. So you can use an email, but the organization email is the one for the school. There are people asking, Mr. Kimani, my friend, is asking about the school account and school website. You know, as long as you can even use the TSC email, the website that is www.tsc.go.ke, because it's the organization that has hired you as a teacher and you are set to go. You do not need to do another thing. I don't think Microsoft will be able to do to kick you out because of that. And Irene will also be able to advise us if she has not left. I hope that answered the question. There are several questions being asked also, but also good comments. Okay, so Joel Kahindi, this is something we can pick up with the one of Kibanga. We'll pick up that question with Kibanga. I can note it down. The new employed teachers on Office 365 accounts. We'll consult with Mr. Kibanga so that he can come back and come and speak about the same. Thank you, everyone. Let's stop at that point. I think Esther is raising her hand. Esther, please, could you speak? And then we call it a day.
Right, good evening. I think my question has been answered. It was about the website.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I am very glad that we've started the process. It is exciting to see what you do on Thursday. On Tuesday, we might need to set up a meeting where we're going to just look at a few things here and there. Mr. Maina will be reaching out to see how we can make that happen on that day. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Thank you very much. Have a blessed evening. And before we leave, I think it's always good for us to have a prayer from someone. And I think I'm going to request one of us to pray. Okay, Mr. Patrick seems willing to do so. Thank you, Mr. Patrick, and pray for us then.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, we want to thank you for the wonderful section we've had. We want to thank you for the facilitators who have done tirelessly to teach us, oh God. We pray that you may bless us, even any other innovator. Oh Lord, may you bless them and shower blessing upon their lives. As we go and do other activities in our families, bless us and guide us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, our facilitators, Mr. Derek. We are deeply indebted. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you all for the wonderful opportunity of learning together with you.